Hi guys! So I decided I do the voiceover instead for this video. There was a lot of noise in the background on the actual audio when this was filmed, and it was quite annoying. So before I move on, I want to welcome you first to my first makeup video here in my YouTube channel. So today I have my good friend with me, Carissa, which supposed to be I'm introducing her on this video, if you can see, to show you guys how to create a glam bridal makeup, and I'm so excited. I consider beautifying people through makeup as a profession. I just love doing it so much. So I really want to ask your support for myself on my channel by hitting like and subscribe and share this video, and I want to thank you in advance. So let's start. So here I'm just telling you that we're going to do the prepping of the skin first before the makeup application. So I'm just going to start with the lips. I'm using the Laneige Lip Sleeping Mask to hydrate the lips, and then after that I'm moving on to the face, which is to hydrate it by using the Derma E facial oil. So you guys might think, how about if I'm oily? So don't be intimidated, even if you have an oily skin, facial oil is still okay. So again, that's Derma E, to be applied under the makeup before the moisturizer. So I'm just putting it on the face, basically on the high points of the face. Just like that. So I'm just using that Zoeva brush to apply the oil. And then I grab my Clinique moisturizer, Moisture Surge moisturizer, which I love so much. So I'm showing it to you. I'm about to consume the entire product because I love it so much. So after the oil, I'm now putting on the moisturizer on the face. So it's really important to prep the skin before the makeup. So next that's the eye cream that I'm going to put under the eyes. So that's the Benton eye cream, which I believe is a Korean brand. I have used it for quite a while, and it's actually an okay product. So I'm just putting it under the eye. So the eye cream basically reduces the puffiness of the eyes, so it's very important that we use the eye cream as well. Next, I'm going now to start with the eyeshadow. So I usually start with the eyeshadow before I do the face, before I apply the foundation and all, because it's easier for me for the cleanup if I already have if I do the eyeshadow first before the foundation. So I'm just prepping the eyelids using the MAC Painterly Paint Pot. So I'm starting in the middle and then going outside or on the outer corner of the eyes. So I actually want to extend it on the outside because I know my eyeshadow would actually go that way as well. So that's how I prime the eyes. And then I'm going to top it off with the foundation that I'm going to use. So that's the MAC Studio Sculpt, I think. That's NC20. So that's also the same foundation that I'm going to use later on the face, and then I just set it with the powder to set the cream product. And I'm now ready to move on to the eyeshadow. So as what I've mentioned, that we're gonna do a glam bridal look. So this is the usual bridal makeup that Filipino brides prefer, but since this is the first bridal makeup, or this is the first makeup tutorial or video that we're doing, we're going to go a little bit extra. So I'm concentrating that brown shadow on the outer corner of the eyes, and then I'm getting this purple-ish pinkish eyeshadow, and then I'm going to blend the outer corners together with the brown shadow, and then later on we're gonna do the cut crease. So I'm gonna show that to you later how it's done. So you just have to blend. So blending is the key, even if you have very simple eye color. If you blend it so well, that will be awesome. So I'm using the NARS palette there plus the MAC palette, and then if you can see, I'm just blending and blending and blending, still blending, because again, that's the secret for a perfect makeup application: blending. Alright, so I'm still doing the eyeshadow, and I'm just intensifying the outer portion of the eyes until I'm already satisfied on how it looks. So it's a little bit smoky right now, but that's okay. It's a little bit dark, but that's okay because we're going to cover it with concealer later on when we do the cutting of the crease. So there, so I'm showing to you already the concealer that I'll be using to cut the crease, and actually I'm cutting the crease already. So that's the Tarte Shape Tape Concealer. So I'm just starting in the middle, and then I'm just using this concealer brush for the proper application of concealer to cut the crease. And then I'm grabbing the MAC palette again, and then I'm dipping it into this pinkish satin finish shadow, and then I'm going to set the concealer using this shadow. So it should look like that. And then I'm getting this dark pink shadow, and then I'm going back to the outer corner of the eye, and then I'm just going to clean the edges of the concealer using this eyeshadow, and then went back to my NARS palette again, and then dipped into the brown shadow, and then I just blended it and intensified the outer corner of the eye. So this actually lifts the eye. So if you notice, there's already that difference between the eye with no eye makeup yet compared to the one that has already an eyeshadow applied. Now, yes, we're doing the eyeliner. So I'm using the Inglot gel liner there with a Sigma brush, and then that's done. And then I'm saying we're gonna do the other eye, and then we'll be back later. And there you go, we're back. So we have the eyes already done for both the eyes, and it's pretty much we're pretty much okay with it. So we decided to apply the lashes. So I'm gonna curl the lashes first, of course, apply mascara, and then apply the falsies. So I think I'm gonna do a separate video on how this done, the application of the lashes, and how we prep the lashes before we put on the false lashes. And also I did the lower eyes as well, the eyeliner on the lower portion of the eyes, and I think that looks good. So I pretty much just copied whatever I did in the upper lid, and then put it in the lower, same colors basically. Okay, so I just wiped the under eyes to clean out all of the fallouts, and now I'm ready to apply the foundation. So again, that's the MAC NC20 Studio Sculpt foundation. So I'm just doing a tapping motion of the brush. So that's the Sigma foundation brush. So I use both brush and sponge, actually, the beauty blender. So later on, I'm going to, after I apply the foundation using the brush, I'm going back and then blend it again with the sponge. And then I don't do the lower portion of the eyes first because I'm gonna apply the concealer there anyway. So I don't want to, apply too much product. So there you go. I'm tapping the blender and then just blend it. And then see, I don't do the concealer first. I do the contouring. So I'm using the cream contour. So I do the contouring before the concealer because it's going to be used as a guide of where I'm supposed to place my concealer. Kasi before, I do the concealer first before the contouring. Sometimes I overdo the concealer. I apply too much if I don't have a guide. So I figured out it's better to do the contour before the concealer. So that's the Shape Tape Concealer once again. Applying it, not too much, and then blend it using the brush. And it's blended and it's done. We're fast, but of course, I just cut some of the parts of the video so we're faster. And then I'm going to set it with a powder. That's the Laura Mercier loose powder. That's baking, but I don't put much. So I put the powder in my palm, and then I just grab or just dip the sponge a little bit, and then so I'll just get the enough amount for the baking, semi-baking, and then setting of the concealer. And then so I'm bronzing the face. So I'm topping the cream contour with the bronzer. I'm using the Marc Jacobs, and of course I sculpt the nose as well for the nose contour. Nothing crazy. I just follow the nose shape, and then that's pretty much it. And okay, now we're moving on to the brows. So for the brows, I'm using the brow soap to set the brows. Nothing crazy with the brows as well. I want that feathery natural look, as compared to that very very placado kind of brows. So I push the hairs using the spoolie, and then I just let it dry, and then we're gonna do the framing of the brows later on, which I'm going to show to you how it's done. So if you see na merong may mga puti-puti sa brow soap, that's okay because it's going to dry anyway later on. So it's going to clear. And then one of the things that I love would be the blush. I'm using this peachy brownie blush, colored blush, and then I just tap it on the apples of the cheeks, and then I just apply it like that. So blush is really it makes a lot of difference for the bride, because since our bride should be a blushing bride. So I think I'm pretty happy with how it looks like. And then I put a little bit of the blush on the sides of the eyeshadow that I created because I want to marry the entire look. So I usually would do this, like put a little bit of a blush color on the eyes as well, just like how you're seeing it. And what do we do next? Okay, so I'm just waiting for the next step, and that's okay. So I went back to the brows, and then I am now ready to have it laminated. So laminating, after it's actually dried, you just have to push the brow. So I'm using the handle of the brush and then push the hair. So you can see that the hair strands of the brows are already standing up. So to create that feathery look of the brows. And then I'm going to fill in with this brow tint, the sparse areas of the brows. As what I've mentioned a while ago, I'm not going crazy about it, just filling it in and then brushing it, and then there you go. So that's the very simple brow process that we did. And we're moving on to the highlighter. So glowing, blushing, glowing bride is what we want. So I put this NARS. That was actually a NARS cream highlighter. And then I topped it with a powder highlighter from Anastasia. And I'm pushing it using my finger so that it's going to blend on the skin very well. So I'm just melting the product, pushing it on the skin, and then I'm also highlighting the inner corner of the eyes. So it makes the eyes more awake and open. Of course, tip of the nose, and then bridge of the nose, and then brow bone. So all those areas should be highlighted. And it looks perfect. And we're moving on to the lips. So I'm going to line the lips first before I apply the lipstick that I am going to use. So that's just a mauve kind of lips that we are creating. And there you go. And then I want to have that very glowing bride look still. So I am going to apply this Patrick Ta body oil, which I really love so much. And to give that very healthy glowing look to the bride on the shoulders, the collarbones, and then just blend it with a brush. So it looks too shiny right now, but it's going to lessen later on when it actually blends on the skin. And then we're setting it with, or using the setting spray. And then I think I'm saying we're done with the look. We're just gonna do the hair, and then the bride is ready. And there you have it. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you learned something. So once again, please subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much, and I'm hoping to see you soon once again. Thank you. Bye.